Nigeria, we are in a season of legal fireworks. The political landscape just got hit by what can only be described as 7.0 magnitude earthquake at the Supreme Court. And the rubble is flying everywhere. If you think 2027 is still far away, my brother, my sister, you are sleeping on the bicycle. On Thursday, 30th April 2026, major decisions were handed down that shook the foundation of both the African Democratic Congress (ADC) and the People Democratic Party (PDP), two of Nigeria's biggest opposition forces. We are talking about leadership battles that have dragged on for months, party factions fighting like market rivals, supporters confused and structures collapse under legal pressure. The big question now is this the end of opposition as we know it, or just a very messy beginning of something new? Wait oh, did the Supreme Court just tell an entire political faction, you don't even exist? This one is heavy. I have been going through the legal breakdown of the ruling involving David Mark and the PDP crisis. And let me tell you, if you belong to any opposition party in Nigeria, sit down for this one, because one thing is clear, the Father Christmas era of judiciary is over. No free gifts, no sympathy rulings, no shortcuts. The Supreme Court have reset the political chessboard, and the opposition must play entirely by new rules. At the center of this legal storm is the senior advocate, Abba Madabuchi, SAN, who broke down the Supreme Court's decision in plain language. According to his analysis, the Supreme Court restored David Mark's leadership position in the ADC. At the same time, it avoided the PDP convention that produced the Toraki-led faction. This is not ordinary courtroom drama. This is political survival cinema. But before we break down this legal buzz, take a second to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest political gist shaping our country. Thank you for always supporting. Now let's get into the real meat of this matter. Now let's break this line by line so that you understand what exactly I'm talking about. Madabuchi was brutally direct. He said the ADC had no business being at the Supreme Court in the first place. Why? Because the Court of Appeal gave an order nobody even requested, telling parties to maintain the status quo. That unsolicited order changed everything. You cannot give a man a cap he didn't ask for, then force him to wear it. The Supreme Court looked at that and said, no, courts are not Father Christmas. That order was slapped away immediately. Secondly, the status quo antebellum bombshell. This is where legal grammar enters. Madabuchi explained that the INEC removed David Mark. They were actually acting based on what the law considered the rightful status quo before the conflict started, meaning the legal clock was turned backward to the point before the crisis began. That changed the whole equation. Thirdly, the PDP obliteration. This is the heavyweight punch. The court didn't simply reject the convention. It basically told one PDP faction, you are not recognized, you have no standing, you cannot speak for this party. That is not losing a case. That is political deletion. That is being wiped off the party register like pencil mark on paper. Brutal. Here is what this really means. The Supreme Court is correcting what it sees as judicial overreach by lower courts. Stick to the actual matter before you. Stop adding side orders. But beneath that is another warning. Defiance has consequence. If there is a court order stopping you and you ignore it, don't expect legal protection later. In Nigeria, we call that agidi, hard-headed stubbornness. The Supreme Court is saying, obey first, challenge later. That is the rule of law. What this ruling means for Nigerians. For ordinary Nigerians, this is dangerous for democracy. Why? Because the opposition is now politically wounded. The PDP is fighting over who is authentic. The ADC is being told to go back and restart legal processes. Time is running. And while opposition parties are fighting themselves in courtrooms, who is challenging the ruling party on governance? Who is demanding accountability? A weak opposition creates a strong, unchecked government. That should concern everyone as far as you are a Nigerian, because it will affect you directly or indirectly. Now, some people will argue courts should stop interfering in party politics. And honestly, it is a fair argument. Even within the legal community, some judges believe internal party disputes should stay internal. But the counter argument is stronger. If parties openly disobey court orders, then court must step in or the law becomes meaningless. So what is this? Judicial activism or simple rule of law? Nigeria is divided. My opinion, let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria opposition is becoming its own worst enemy. As Madabuchi pointed out, the ruling party often settle internal fights quietly. But in recent time, opposition parties, every disagreement becomes a lawsuit. Every convention becomes a court matter. Every ambition becomes a legal battle. My people, you cannot win election from the witness box. Politics is not a courtroom marathon. At some point, you must organize, unite, and move on as one. But let me say this before I end this video. The Supreme Court has spoken. David Mark is back, but the PDP is back to confusion. Now the big question is this painful legal reset exactly what the opposition needs, or is this the final nail in the coffin before 2027? I want to hear from you. Should courts stay completely out of party politics? Can the PDP still unite before 2027? Is the ADC now stronger or just legally lucky? Drop your comments below. Let's debate it respectfully. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel. And send it to every political active friend you know. Peace. We'll see you on the next one.